Good evening. It got really quiet when the music came down and everyone stopped talking about their businesses. It got a little silent. My name is Stephanie Stewart. I'm the Vice President for Strategic Partnerships and Workforce Innovation here at Parkland College. And on behalf of the Administration and Board of Trustees, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the 4th Annual CobraVenture Pitch Competition. Since our first cohort in 2019, we can applaud that. That's great. Thank you, Carly. Since our first cohort in 2019, this program has helped more than 35 student entrepreneurs to develop their business plans and pitch their ideas from this stage. This evening, we'll hear from yet another outstanding group of students, maybe the best group yet. It is my pleasure to recognize some special guests in attendance this evening. First is Trustee James Ayers from Monticello. Dr. Pamela Lau, President of Parkland College. And Dr. Nancy Sutton, Vice President for Academic Services at Parkland College. At the conclusion of tonight's pitch showcase, one of our student presenters will be named the Parkland College Student Entrepreneur of the Year. At this time, I'd like to introduce our esteemed judges who will be making that very, very difficult decision. First is Damian Banks from OSF Healthcare. Carly McCrory-McKay from the Champaign County Economic Development Corporation. Marissa Brooks-Sierra from the University of Illinois Technology Entrepreneur Center. Lisa Brandt, Director of Annual Giving and Alumni Relations, Parkland Foundation. And Mark Pelmore from Lincoln and Hill. I would also like to extend special thanks to the CobraVenture advisory team. They helped to put this entire program together, so not just tonight, but all of the different workshops that lead up to this, the planning and pulling in of speakers, and just all of the logistics behind the scenes to make it happen. So thank you to our advisory team. We also want to extend thanks to PCTV and Chris Foster, who's filming tonight's presentations in the back, and Luther Young from Campus Technologies. We also want to have a special recognition. He's not able to be here this evening, but I would be remiss if we did not recognize Mark Kessler, who's a member of our business faculty who's retiring this spring. He's been part of the CobraVenture program since its inception and has talked with our students from this year, and also has just really connected our academic program with this program as well. So we thank Mark Kessler. I also want to extend a personal thank you to Kayla Waters, who helps to really put things together in terms of the nuts and bolts, and also to our facilitator, Mark Shagnon. We literally could not do this program without you. And I'm so glad that when we tapped you to work with us on this back in 2019, that you didn't hang up the phone on me. He had recently retired, and I called him and like 5 days after retirement and said, "Do you want another job?" And so it's worked out well. So as we think about the economic impact that Parkland has on our community, supporting small businesses, inspiring the entrepreneurial spirit are critically important. These students embody that spirit and have dedicated themselves to developing their businesses outside the classroom. They have participated in this workshop series and put in the hard work after hours to prepare not just for this evening, but for what it will take to move their business ideas from concept to commerce. They don't earn a grade for their participation in this program. This is how they're putting their learning into action for the betterment of their community and themselves. So we thank you for showing your support to them this evening. This program is one of 3 programs that are part of the Parkland Entrepreneurial Network. Generous donors to the Parkland Foundation pay for 100% of the student expenses for participation in CobraVenture. We are incredibly grateful for our community leaders who have paid it forward and opened this door for Parkland students. And at this time, I would like to welcome Tracy Walfeld, Executive Director of the Parkland Foundation, to the stage.
Thank you, Stephanie, and thanks for everybody for being here this evening. I get to represent the foundation at wonderful events like this, but our work would not be possible without the support of our fabulous foundation board members, and 2 of them are here tonight. So, Damian Banks, representing the Parkland College Foundation. And Carter Billingsley is also on the foundation boards. The Entrepreneurial Founders Program was established with the Parkland College Foundation to develop, facilitate, and promote entrepreneurship at the college. The founders, who are made up of Cozad Asset Management, David Eads, Donald C. Dodds Jr., Meyer Charitable Family Foundation, Peter Fox, Chuck Keeling, Roy Lambert, TSM Ventures and the Stewart family, and Murray Wise and Associates, contributed to the initial capital to establish the Entrepreneurial Founders Program Fund. Without these generous founders and their vision for creating this opportunity for our students, we wouldn't be standing here this evening. This fund has grown thanks to additional contributions and from sponsors of the Entrepreneur of the Year banquet. This fund provides program support and scholarships to students in Parkland's ag programs, applied media promotions, Perimeter Road, and CobraVenture. Since its inception, this fund has provided over $175,000 in program and scholarship support. With additional support from Murray Wise and Associates, funding was provided for the development of the CobraVenture pitch competition and the Murray Wise Associates Student Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Thanks to our generous sponsors, a total of $7,300 in cash will be awarded tonight. Thanks to this year's sponsors, Murray Wise and Associates, Busey Bank, Shaw Lux Premier Renovations, It's a Wrap Automotive, Mark and Tammy Kessler, and Scott Clannon. And now I'd like to introduce Mark Shagnon, the Entrepreneurship Coordinator, to tell you more about the program and tonight's competition. Mark?
I was very fortunate in 2018 when I retired from Champaign Union Forest Schools to get a phone call 2 weeks after retirement saying, "Mark, we'd like to have coffee with you at Parkland College." I said, "Yes, Stephanie." So I came out, had coffee, talked, and they talked about starting a program that would allow students to build their business plan. And I said, "Well, what's the end result?" "Well, we'd like to name a Entrepreneur of the Year student at Parkland College at the end of the year." So we came up with a workshop series and this pitch showcase, and this is our 4th year. So this journey of 8 students this year has been amazing. They learned so much from so many who gave of their time. Starting last fall, though, we put out applications for the CobraVenture program, and what I love about the program, these applications are for all students at Parkland College. It's not just the business department, it's for every department, for every student to apply to share with us what their business ideas might be, which I think is amazing, and I love that part so much. The applications were due in November. And then once we received all the applications, we met with the advisory team, which is listed in your program, made up of men and women throughout Champaign-Urbana and the Parkland College faculty. We sit and we look at all of these applications, and we read them, and then we come back in and we select 10 to 12 students that we think would be outstanding for the cohort. We then take those 12 or 10 to 12, and we send out an invitation to those students saying, "You have been selected." This is not just, "Oh, you get to get in." It's, "You've been selected." We want to know from you, are you dedicated? Are you willing to take on the responsibility of coming to all of our workshops? Because if you aren't, there's probably somebody else that's ready to do that. Please sign this form and get it back to me. And they all did. And they said, "We're in, Mr. C." That's great. Starting in January then, we have a onboarding session where we let the students come in and meet all of us, everybody that's going to be involved with the program. We talk about how the workshops are going to go, when they're going to be, what's going to be the focus of the workshops. We have a number of businesses in this community that have been so generous to help us make this an outstanding program for our students. in your program, there is listed below the panel of judges, there's listed a list of our speakers that we had this year. Now, Madeline, I know you're here tonight. She's first on the list. Madeline Wilski, she's with the Director of Illinois Small Business Development Center. Madeline, please stand and take a round of applause. I think the students would also echo my feelings about this. She may be the most knowledgeable person when it comes to doing research into your business of anybody they've ever met. How about it? You think so? Yeah, okay. Darwin Boston, I don't believe Darwin's here tonight, with State Farm. Polly Reynolds, she's a graduate of CobraVenture. She started Polly's. She started in Mansfield. Now she's moved to Ashmore, Illinois. She's moved there because she's engaged to be married to a farmer. And she said, I'm going to keep my business going. And she transferred down there, and she says, everybody followed me, and I've got more business than you can shake a stick at. So she's building, actually having her own building now, and she's hiring her first employee on June 1st. So Polly's doing wonderfully. Scott Clannon with Clannon Marketing, huge supporter of our program. Kyle Impkus, attorney, comes in and gives of his time to tell these students what it's going to take to put all their legal pieces together. Outstanding. Colin Ramage came in and talked about, hey, you want to come see me? You better have these numbers ready. I want to know it. Julie Wisher came in and talked about speaking and how to do it properly, and I'll give you all the help you need. Samantha Beer talked about the things that we don't want to talk about, boring stuff like the balance sheet and cash flow and all, but then we realize just how very, very important that is to your business. Mark Kessler, of course, what an unbelievable person who has given himself to help this program immensely, and I can't thank him enough. I owe him a huge of gratitude. Mila Thomas Fuller, Nothing Bundt Cake. The nice thing about when she comes to speak about her business, she brings bundt cakes. And that is a thrill. And I tell you, when she brings them in, we're all smiling from ear to ear. And Brett Shaw, he came in and gave a testimonial about his life, about his business, about what it took. And I think every student in that room was eyes on him and mouths open, because it was just such an awe-experiencing presentation by Brett. So just an outstanding job. Let me share with you tonight, just so everybody knows what the process will be. Each student will present their business idea with a pitch that is limited to 5 minutes. Cindy, she's our clocker tonight. Cindy has the clock. It's going to start at 5 minutes and count down to 0, okay? At 0, we bong you. You're off the stage. No, I'm just kidding. Which will be timed for each one of you, okay? Number 2, each student completes their pitch. The judges then have 3 minutes to ask qualifying questions. You didn't understand something, I'd like to just get clarification, and we do about 3 minutes of that, and we're done. Then I'll give the judges, when you'll go off the stage, the judges will have about 2 minutes to kind of wind up that entering their numbers, and when you all look at me, I know we're ready for the next speaker, okay? What I'm so excited about, and what I'm so proud of, is that these students didn't earn college credit from this. There's nothing from this except the opportunity to learn the process of putting your business plan together. And now that through generous sponsors, they do walk away with some financial awards to then put towards their business. But I think it's great that what I told them, I said the greatest investment you'll make is your time and effort into this program. And the key word that I taught them all was networking. Everybody they got to meet through this whole process is now part of their network. And to give more to the network than they ever take, and their lives will be enriched immensely. So, with that said, and Diamond, I know you're first, so you're going to have to hand off your son to me. I have another job, it's babysitting. But I'm going to now introduce our first speaker tonight. And these speakers, their names were pulled out of a hat. So it wasn't like, I want to go first, I want to go last. No, they pulled and they're like, oh. So Diamond is first, Diamond Wright. She's going to talk about her business, Essential Life Properties. So please welcome Diamond to the stage. Come here, bud. I know you love me to death. Come on. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. He's the real star. Get this organized. Okay. Can everyone hear me pretty well? I'll take that as a yes. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Diamond Wright, and I'm excited to share with you my business, and in a few years, the company everyone will soon want to find their next forever home with, Essential Life Properties, a Series LLC. A few years ago, at the age of 16, I found myself in a position no one wants to be in. I was homeless. With no family, no home, and scared, I didn't let that stop me. I graduated high school and slept in every place you could think of until I was able to save enough for my first one-bedroom apartment. It was then that I realized I wanted to help people find their forever homes. See, I was grateful for that one-bedroom apartment. Despite the winter storms I endured with no heat, despite the countless number of unanswered maintenance calls, and despite the small creepy crawlies that came out at night, I was happy with the bare minimum because I was able to call it my own. I realized this is the reality for millions of people. Essential Life Properties wants to create luxury, affordable housing for everyone. If we look at our community, there are some real estate companies that are more concerned about quantity instead of quality. We don't want to do that. Yes, they have some great properties, but they build fast and often sacrifice quality for quantity. Through grant supplements, mixed leasing, and sales, we have the keys to provide a service so many people need, a service that many people deserve. You see, many companies provide one or the other. You either get a nice place to live for $1,200 or more, or you get a cruddy place to live with that affordable price tag. And there's the problem. In 2021, the National Low Income Housing Coalition article said that people working minimum wage jobs full-time couldn't afford two-bedroom apartments in any state in any county. And in that very same article, it said 93% of U.S. counties, those very same workers can't afford a simple, modest one-bedroom. The minimum wage in Illinois is about $13 an hour. I'll save you the math. That's about $2,080 before tax. Now, if we go by every cost-efficient catalog you'll ever see, rent should usually be about 30% of your monthly income. So that's $624 a month. That's only on rent. That's not including child care, utilities, gas, food, the bare minimum things people need to survive. How will we be different? How will we be the change when other companies have been in the market for so long and it seems they haven't figured out? It's quite simple. Family. Essential Life Properties won't be another place that just ignores you after they've got that sign on the lease or lease of sale. We've made connections with other rehabbers and contractors. We've spent time on site building homes that people love. Ooh, that was kind of close. Spending time on site with helping build homes that people love. And we know what to do and how to make it your next forever home. Not only that, we will offer community events, as well as send out informational newsletters about what's going on in the community and more, so we can interact with those who live with us. You see, we're still recovering from COVID. We still crave that connection that we had before the world shut down, and a lot of companies are not realizing that, especially real estate companies. People deserve more than just 4 walls, a bathroom, and a stove. People deserve more than a place that they dread coming to after getting off work, a place that they never want to be at because it's cruddy. And let's be frank, there's only so much you can do with interior design. A house will never truly feel like a home unless it feels like it's been made for you, unless it's accommodating you. And that's why Essential Life Properties is ready to make its grand entrance in a market that many are too scared to touch right now. The people deserve better. And as the cost of multi-unit properties continues to fall, it's only a matter of time before other companies sink their claws in and create just another low-grade cash grab property. And with your help, we can redefine the standards of the real estate market. Thank you.
Diamond, thank you so much for sharing your story. It was really compelling. Do you have a specific location in mind that you're thinking about that you would ideally like to launch your company, or where you'd like to start?
So right now I have my eyes on 4 different properties, 2 in Urbana and 2 in Chicago. I chose Chicago because that's initially where I came from before I was able to find a home in Urbana. I can't think of their addresses off the top of my head, but they're both 2-unit all 4 of the properties are 2-unit properties. They're both in very well condition. I wanted to start off with some properties that were in good condition just so I could get my feet in the game and figure out how to maneuver before I started, juggling 30 units and figuring out they don't pay rent, or I can't get maintenance here in time for that. So I'm starting off hopefully in Urbana and then moving to other large states and cities.
Great, thanks so much.
Good job, man. My wife Janice is here tonight, and she's seen me hold babies before, but I'll tell you, they're heavier than I used to remember. But he's a sweetheart, and I really appreciate Diamond and all she puts up with to get through her life each and every day. So she's taught us all so much, and she's become part of our family, right? So I'm going to let the judges kind of add up some things here while we get ready for the next speaker. If you want to follow the speakers, we put them in your program in the order that they will be speaking. So Diamond was first, and now we're going to invite Jotaro Wilson to please come forward and give his presentation on his business. Jotaro.
I am half Japanese. I have lived in Japan about 8 years, and I was able to enjoy all sorts of Japanese food, from local street food to high-end restaurant cuisine. Most importantly, I had some experience of working in the food industry in Japan. I would like to open Yoshishoku, a Japanese food truck, and bring Japanese street food from Japan. The purpose of the product and the service is to bring authentic Japanese food to town where anyone can enjoy. I'll be serving a variety of food, such as pork cutlet, which can go with rice and curry, okonomiyaki, onigiri, which is rice ball, and yakisoba, which is fried noodles. When the New York Times interviewed a food truck owner, Miss Jimenez, and her son Jerry, who are based in California, after her son Jerry created a Facebook and an Instagram page, she mentioned each truck is now serving around 300 people per day, which translates to roughly $5,000 in sales daily. I believe when I open my food truck, I'll do the same thing, but making social media pages and where people can reach out and order their food. When I do open my food truck, it is kitchens on wheels, flexible by design, and customers won't have to wait until they are seated from their food to come out. At my food truck, they can order ahead of time, and when they arrive, their food will be ready for pickup. I will start as a local food truck. When the first food truck succeeds, I am planning on having more food trucks and franchise the company nationwide. According to the U.S. food truck industry, food trucks has grown at an average annual rate of 10% since 2018, and the market size has grown by an average of 5% each year from 2018 to 2023. There are Japanese restaurants in this town which are all indoor seatings. However, my Japanese food truck will be outdoors, and I can offer a convenient catering option for events and gatherings, which will be a new thing in town. I have tried local Japanese restaurants, but for me, it was not authentic enough, and the cost was overpriced for the quality I have paid for. My food truck will be authentic, bring the quality of food, and will be a reasonable price. I have sent out surveys to 34 people, and 32 of them has replied saying they would be interested in trying out new and different types of Japanese food. I believe this service is needed because I've heard people around me saying they wish they can really enjoy authentic Japanese food for a reasonable price. I contacted a Japanese food truck owner based in Texas called Asahi Hibachi. They have told me food trucks are becoming increasingly popular because of the lower cost of running them and translate into higher profit margins. Asian food has always been popular in the U.S. and will be continued to be. That is more likely because Asians make up 10% of the small business in the U.S., even though we are only 5% of the population. Food trucks are a great way to start a business without having to take huge financial risk with much higher return. Based on this interview and my research, I am positive that my business will succeed. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Great job.
Thank you.
Do you mind expanding more on your role in the business? I know you mentioned that you had some food experience.
Yes. So I lived in Japan about 8 years. I worked in the food industry for a year. If anybody you guys know the movie Kill Bill, where they had the movie in Japan in the restaurant, it would look like a castle. I did work there for a year, so it was a pretty interesting thing. Also, I've had the experience of working as a banquet server and a bartender in Japan as well. On our 7th floor, we do banquets, mostly weddings. We can see the Imperial Palace just down from where we were working at. So I do plans, if it goes well and all that, I want to start with nationwide, but if it does go globally, I do have some friends that lives in Barcelona, Spain. I have some friends in Eastern Europe that I met over the time when I was working as a seasonal work in Alaska. So I do have that connection, and I know some of them would like Japanese food, and especially in Eastern Europe, when I backpack there after I graduated high school with my friends, I didn't see any kind of Japanese food, so if it's a big thing that I can do eventually, it'll be a pretty neat thing if I can do that.
Thank you.
No problem.
And then did you get any insight into licensing and all that, or?
Not quite, but when I did live in Japan, I did look what I can do, because there were some food trucks in Japan, where I worked at, like a few minutes away from where we worked at. But I did look at how much would food truck cost, varieties, licensing. I did look. I can't think of it at the top of my head right now. But I seen the food costs and all that, and I have some other friends and family members that are in the food industry business as well. For example, my girlfriend's family members and cousins, they own the Bangkok Thais in Urbana and Champaign, and also Golden Walk off University as well. So I have that connection as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, looks like we're ready to get going with our third speaker tonight. Our next presenter will be Derek Martin, and his business mindset coach and motivational speaker, Derek Martin.
Okay. Who in here has ever had a problem, has struggled, has felt burnt out, exhausted, both physically and mentally, needed guidance and direction, and just needed someone to talk to? I grew up in a small town not very far from here by a single mom, and I am a minority, being LGBTQ, and I was bullied and discriminated against, and I struggled a lot, and this led me down a path of addiction and fear, ageism, you name it. I'm glad to say I found recovery and I pulled myself out of that. I'm a mindset coach and motivational speaker, helping people to face life challenges and learn how to process them with guided self-discovery. Here's the problems that we're facing right now as individuals and communities. We have a burnout going on right now. People are stressed out. People are depressed. People have anxiety. The Surgeon General just declared a loneliness epidemic here in the United States. I see from the pandemic a lot of division and inflation right now. I know gas prices are high for me right now. I commute. People are turning to negativity for relief of bad habits. With substance abuse, I see it with technology, I see it with social media, and it impacts our mental health. As far as employment, I see a lot of high turnover rates, job hopping, low productivity, and no direction or problem solving going on here. People aren't connecting. So the solution is, I want to be your life coach. I'm encouraging people to talk to people. I think communication is the key. I think it's important, especially in this area, to let go of stigmas. We have too many stigmas right now. You shouldn't be ashamed to ask for help. You should be able to stand up and say, hey, I need help, no matter what the situation is. With coaching, you'll see behavior changes, learning new coping strategies, you'll be able to get the support that you need. You can find these things through exercise, nutrition, meditation, connecting with family and friends, sleep, and eating better. Developing good habits and having, just having a life balance. This is what I'm focusing on, is, balancing out your life. I also have a projection for a health and wellness center on down the line too, where we could all come together as a community, and I think that would be great. Who wants to be happy, healthy, and successful? Okay. I'm here to help you find the balance in your life. Balance is my word of the year. I think everybody should have a word of the year. I'm a hairstylist. I've been behind the chair for 28 years. I am also a personal trainer. I've worked with people my whole life. This is what I know, is working with people, everyone. I'm developing a way to help people balance their lives out by prioritizing their health and wellness. It's what I've done. I want to help you reclaim your passion for life. I want to help you learn how to unlock the answers inside yourself. This is something I had to do. I've got the experience, I've got the compassion, I've got the empathy, and the desire to help, a genuine desire to help. I'm on a journey of self-discovery that is forever a progression. And it begins with acceptance and understanding, and continues with a strategy to dig deep inside yourself and face all your fears. This is my calling, is to help people, to help you face any obstacle that comes your way by mastering your mind and learn how to love yourself from the inside out. Thank you, and thanks for this opportunity. I appreciate you.
Do you mind talking about your revenue model and how you envision that?
My revenue model? Mm-hmm. Well, meaning like what will I charge?
Yeah, like how are you going to generate income for the business? How's that structured?
The structure is you'll come in and see me, and you'll either be offered a half-hour or 1 hour appointment, and you'll be charged $75 for 30 minutes or $150 for an hour.
Thank you.
Derek, would you have a physical location? Would this be telephonic, those visits?
This would be virtual, or I also do have a physical location that I have my eye on too, here in Champaign, downtown.
Is this something that you have to be licensed to do, or can you just start doing it?
You do not have to be licensed to do it. I would like to go for a certification through Jay Shetty Life Coaching Program. Jay is a best-selling author and a life coach himself, and he does offer a certification program, and I would like to complete that. And that requires a hefty tuition to it, of course. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then just to clarify with that, so if you're not licensed, then insurance doesn't come into play. So your customers would be paying cash.
Customers would, you know what? Yeah, the insurance isn't going to come into play. I'll have to look more into that, but yeah, you would need to pay cash.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Looks like we're ready for our fourth presenter tonight. This evening we have Max Liebman. And Max, you're going to present about CU International Film Festival. Max.
Years ago, I went to the theater for the very first time. The lights went down, the screen lit up, and for the next 2 hours, I was transported into a world created by the filmmaker. Seeing a film in a theater is a collective experience. There's something special about watching the movie together. This cinematic experience stayed with me and motivated me to pursue my passion. In the summer of 2020, I founded a 501c3 nonprofit called CU International Film Festival, with a mission to showcase films from around the world that entertain, educate, and elevate. I want to inspire the next generation of filmmakers and film lovers. The inaugural festival was held in 2022 at the Spurlock Museum of World Cultures. High school and college students and indie filmmakers submitted films from around the world, including Germany, India, Iran, Italy, Spain, Uzbekistan, and the United Kingdom. 8 short films were selected to be shown at the festival in front of a crowded theater with over 200 audience members. Additionally, I host free educational workshops for students to help them create short films on meaningful topics. The inaugural workshop was held at the Champaign Library in partnership with the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, and Visit Champaign County, with over 70 students in attendance. The inaugural year was a tremendous success, as CUIFF fills a need in the marketplace. The art theater is no longer in business, and the Pens to Lens competition ended. The pandemic had a chilling impact on filmmaking and movie theater attendance, and I see an opportunity to revitalize both. CUIFF attracts global interest and has the potential for exponential growth. CUIFF looks forward to offering an annual festival and workshops in 2023, building on the momentum from its inaugural year. Next year's festival will provide an interactive, immersive experience, elevating the art of film festivals through innovation. Our target customer is everyone who enjoys watching film on a large screen, bringing together diverse audiences. CUIFF is truly unique. There are no other international film festivals like CUIFF in our community. While Ebert Fest is a local festival, it attracts a different age demographic. CUIFF provides a platform for the next generation, led by the next generation. This type of platform is one of a kind. Revenue was generated the first year from sales of VIP tickets and sponsorships. This enabled us to provide free general tickets to increase access. My vision for providing a platform for the next generation of filmmakers and film lovers has become a reality, with an exciting future for tremendous growth. I am the 4th generation to call Champaign home, and I'm honored that the festival is here. The CobraVenture Award would help my nonprofit startup become an established festival for years to come, inspiring the next generation of filmmakers, film lovers, and change makers. Thank you.
Great job, Max.
Thank you.
What are some of the challenges that you're seeing in front of you that you're hoping to overcome by participating in this business competition?
For sure. Yeah, I think one of the main challenges is engaging a younger generation, because with, the film industry changing, with the introduction of these social media companies and short form content, interest in these more traditional type films have gone down. So my goal is really to engage that next generation, and I think the way to do that is through innovation. And I mean, in business, it's all about being innovative and looking what's the next thing, and that's how you keep growing. So I think my goal is just to innovate the film festival experience, and the way to do that is take that older traditional film, but then also incorporate newer technology. And to do that, there's, financial cost involved with that as well.
Great, thank you.
Nice job. You had mentioned that the VIP tickets and sponsorship had helped cover the cost for the inaugural event.
Yes.
For some of these additional programming things that you plan to do you see that as an opportunity for additional revenue throughout the year so that you can, have a steady cash flow?
Yeah, so I think since we are a nonprofit, we do want to keep it accessible to the public. So we don't necessarily want to charge access to these workshops, especially for students, but we will be hosting other film screenings where you can also have those ticket sales involved as well. But really, when it comes to film festivals, the main form of revenue is the sale of tickets, so we're going to do that through the VIP tickets, and then the other majority of the revenue comes from sponsorships. And sponsorships, something you do throughout the entire year, even though it's one main event is where most of it is, you're always reaching out to sponsors, trying to engage different businesses in the community. And from our past festival, some of the sponsors were local businesses, and then we also got Pepsi, Xfinity, so some national brands as well.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, looks like we're ready. Our next presenter will be Gia Macedo and her business, Gia's Thrifting. Gia.
Did you know that the oil industry is the largest polluter in the entire world? Okay, you all probably could have guessed that, but what if I told you that the fashion industry is the second largest polluter in the world? The world uses an estimated 80 billion pieces of clothing every year, and 85% of this clothing is considered fast fashion. For those of you who aren't familiar with the term fast fashion is defined as inexpensive clothing produced rapidly by mass market retailers in response to the latest trends. This essentially means cheaply made clothing that is mass-produced and then sold for a low price. Now, as a broke college student, trust me, I know cheap clothing is hard to resist, especially when there are certain name brands charging $40 or more for a t-shirt. This is why, instead of shopping fast fashion, I thrift. Thrifting is just like shopping at the mall, except instead of all the clothes being brand new and available in different sizes, everything is pre-loved in a unique find. 90% of my closet is from local secondhand stores like Goodwill, Salt and Light, and Plato's Closet. This is how I, as a college student, am able to afford to wear what I want for such a little cost. After consistently using this hack for years, it's hard not to advocate for this way of shopping. However, I realize that not everyone has the time to look through hard-to-navigate thrift stores or sift through every individual item. Being able to add things to your cart and check out without leaving your couch is not an easy thing to give up. Now, although thrifting has been around since the 19th century, the recent rise in thrifting has grown due to the awareness of the impact of overconsumption on the environment and a desire to reduce waste. In fact, a recent study showed that 78% of U.S. consumers say that a sustainable lifestyle is important to them. Although a sustainable lifestyle can include many factors like what you eat, how you travel, where you live, and more, it also includes what you wear. So living a sustainable lifestyle may also include shopping at secondhand stores and thrifting. However, according to Statista, the online resale apparel market is forecasted not only to exceed the market value of thrift stores, but to double it by 2024. So while thrifting in person is gaining more popularity, shopping secondhand online is predicted to skyrocket. This rising trend is clearly consistent with the rise in the value of sustainability and being environmentally conscious. After reflecting on all this information, I decided to create Gia's Thrifting. Gia's Thrifting is an entirely personalized shopping service offered to anyone who wants to shop sustainably while also being cost and time effective. As the owner of Gia's Thrifting, I am able to thrift for anyone near or far and provide my customers with garments that are pre-loved, in great condition, and fit all of their preferences. Down to the color, size, and style, I want the items I source for you to check every box off your wish list. With Gia's Thrifting, you won't have to worry about paying crazy prices or spending hours at the mall for a new wardrobe. Just fill out a short pre-made form with all of your preferences, and I will have your sustainably sourced items delivered to you shortly after. Like I mentioned before, there are a few thrift stores to choose from in the area, but there's no one offering to go to them and shop for you. Shopping services are often associated with an upper-class lifestyle. However, Gia's Thrifting will be offered and accessible to every budget and every price range. And since the form will be primarily accessible online, I can provide my services to people anywhere in the U.S. While this is my current goal for Gia's Thrifting, for the past 3 years, I've gained experience running a successful curated online store featuring vintage and early 2000s items that I source sustainably as well. In addition to selling items online, I've attended many sustainable events hosted by the University of Illinois, where my curated merchandise was very well received, as evidenced by number of items sold and returning customers. By searching for unique clothing and accessories which appeal to my audience, I've grown to have a keen eye for what my customers like and appreciate. Because of this experience, I am confident in my skill to find whatever my customer may want. Not only do I enjoy the process of satisfying my customers, but I love interacting with them as well. Being able to see people wear and enjoy pieces that I have found for them that they would not have found otherwise brings me joy and a sense of satisfaction. Every customer I interact with is always so appreciative and content, which makes me confident in the fact that people will be willing to pay for not only the clothing I source, but the experience and the service I provide as well. Although many of my customers in the past have been in the 17 to 25-year-old range, many being local college students, it is my goal to expand my audience with this new service. This service will be accessible through all of my social media platforms such as Instagram, Facebook, and Depop. And as an advertising major, I'm excited to invest in social media marketing, a website, more business cards, and cross-marketing partnerships very soon. This way, I will be able to reach people from many different places all at once. So join me in shopping thoughtfully and sustainably with Gia's Thrifting. Thank you.
You did a great job.
Thank you.
I was curious, what is the revenue model look like again?
Like how much I am.
Like you're charging for your service?
Oh yeah. So this is actually, I have actually only ran my curated online and in-person shop, but this whole form where I shop for people is actually something that I have yet to actually do. I'm really excited to start doing it. But essentially, it would just be based on the value of items and the price range and budget of the specific customer. So everything down to the price and the amount of items, what you get is personalized to you.
Gia, I thought you did a great job. Can you talk a little bit about how this would be sustainable for you or how you might scale? Seeing that you have a talent and a passion for this, would you imagine that you would have to employ employees as your venture grows?
I'm hoping not. I do plan on accessing services like from accountants and things like that, and I hope I'm able to further my business and marketing experience in general. So I'm not just shopping for people, I'm also investing in time into that part as well. But I'm hoping that I'm able to do it all myself. As for the future, I would totally be interested in hiring people, although I would have to ensure that they have that same sort of mindset and eye that I have as well.
Excellent, thank you.
Good job, Gia.
Thank you.
My question is, do you have a plan for storage and potential logistical issues?
Yeah. So as of right now, all of my stock is held in a room in my house. I would prefer not to get a physical location or storefront. I would not be completely against it, but I would prefer not to, just to stay as cost effective as possible. I would be potentially interested in looking for, storage garages, things like that, to store things at. But since the service is based on what a customer wants, so it'll be me shopping and then almost instantly sending it to them, I'm hoping that stock shouldn't be, or the overwhelming amount of stock should not be a huge issue. Yeah.
Good job, Jan. Okay, our next presenter will be Sophia Liebman, and she's going to present her business on X Time. Sophia.
My pitch is for funding to grow X-Time summer camp business. Let's start with a little background. When the pandemic started, I experienced the same isolation that all students felt. I wanted to find a way to help, and in summer of 2020, I created X-Time to engage elementary students in fun learning opportunities and to keep them feeling connected. As a 501c3 nonprofit organization, X-Time provides educational opportunities for children through classes, summer camps, and explore stations that are structures filled with hands-on STEAM resources. X-Time's mission is to introduce students to a variety of educational topics and foster their curiosity. The name of the organization comes from the value of X in math that stands for the unknown. X-Time shows students the value in new areas and deepens their interest in areas they already enjoy. Also, our topics change, just like the value X changes in math. X-Time's free classes and explore stations are available at community centers, including the Martin Center, Y on the Fly, the Douglas branch of the Champaign Library, Dream, Rantoul Youth Center, the Family Room, and Crisis Nursery. Explore stations are also located at hospitals with pediatric patients in Central Illinois, Chicago, St. Louis, Cincinnati, Louisville, and are expanding from California to the Carolinas. Using human-centered design, we are tailoring each station to the specific needs of its community. To support these classes and stations, our summer camps are vital for generating revenue. Our camps provide X-Time with the funding necessary to lead classes and open stations in underserved communities and hospitals. This is X-Time's third year offering camp, and we offer scholarships to increase access. We are excited to expand our summer camps each year. The Parkland Award would help increase the number of sessions offered, providing additional opportunities for campers and help X-Time grow. Fortunately, the opportunities for X-Time Camp in our community are big and bright. Our customers are families with elementary-age children looking for fun, educational summer camp experiences. X-Time's camps are truly unique. Our camps cover a variety of fun, educational topics, with campers exploring a new interest each day of the week, keeping their minds and bodies active. We have guest instructors coming in each day, leading activities on diverse topics. Guest instructors include vet med students bringing in animals, college professors in food science, engineering, creative writing, horticulture, and more, Illini basketball players and IFC soccer players, women in chemistry leading hands-on experiments, as well as music teachers, artists, and drama and dance instructors. Unlike other camps, X-Time does not limit students at a young age, but instead shows them the amazing opportunities out there. There is no camp in Central Illinois or elsewhere like X-Time. While local schools and swim clubs and gyms offer summer camps, these camps are very narrowly focused, limiting the learning opportunities. Moreover, these other camps can be very expensive. Because our guest instructors volunteer their time to lead a daily activity, X Time can keep the camp fee very low to increase access. X Time is one of the most reasonably priced options in the area, and on top of that, it offers scholarships to stay true to its mission. Each summer, X Time's camps have grown, increasing the sessions offered with additional counselors hired and more campers registered. For this upcoming third summer, X Time has over 40 campers registered for sessions 1 and 2, and session 2 has already closed because of maximum capacity. X Time wants to increase the number of summer camp sessions, and there's clearly a market for it. As X Time's founder, I am so grateful to see children laughing, learning, and smiling. Those smiles stay with you and motivate you. The Parkland Award would enable X Time to expand its summer opportunities and further its mission, reaching students in our community and beyond. Thank you.
Great job. You clearly have had some success with the program, and it's amazing that you've gotten all of the volunteers. It sounds like you need to have support and infrastructure to be able to program everything. So can you talk a little bit about how many people that you're working with to be able to facilitate all of these things?
For sure, yeah, thank you for your question. So X Time is really, we work with partners, which is really vital to our success. So we work with the University of Illinois, local school teachers. We also work with just a lot of different programs across the United States. And so for us, volunteers are really crucial to making sure that we succeed. And so we've been really, really grateful for all the support that we've had. So that includes University of Illinois professors who have led programs. We've had partnerships with the Champaign Park District, so that's where we're able to open some of our Explore stations. We've also made partnerships with hospitals, so we're working with Carl, we've worked with OSF, and so just really being able to make those connections are so important to X Time, and we're just really grateful for how kind everyone has been.
Thank you.
Great job. Well, how would you describe that your business model is different than some of your competitors?
Yeah, great question. Thank you. So in terms of our business model, we really focus on being able to share so many different topics and so many different interests to children. So in a lot of other cases, whether it's summer camp, whether it's classes, even looking at our Explore stations, our goal is to be able to just show them so many different types of topics, and it's not as narrowly focused. So in a lot of other cases, you're looking at classes or summer camps specifically focused on maybe, let's say, one sport or one academic topic. But for X Time, we have academic topics, we have sports, each day we have different guest instructors coming in, and it just really allows children to fuel their curiosity to learn more.
Great, thank you.
Great job.
All right, thank you.
Okay, looks like the judges are all looking up at me, so we'll be ready for our next presenter. Our next presenter is Rebecca Smith and her business, Mobile Matrimony. Rebecca.
Good evening. Many years ago, I obtained a wedding and event planning certification. I knew I wanted to do something in regards to weddings, but I wasn't exactly sure what. A few years later, I became a Dave Ramsey certified master coach and began financial coaching. When I started coaching newly married couples overwhelmed with debt after paying for an elaborate wedding, I realized how to put all of my training in both industries together. Mobile Matrimony is a mobile wedding venue to help budget-conscious engaged couples celebrate in a curated, intimate atmosphere with flexibility of location. Think tiny home meets wedding chapel. As a tiny mobile wedding chapel, Mobile Matrimony will provide micro weddings of 20 guests or less, as well as wedding vow renewals in any public location that permits mobile venue parking or on a couple's private property. Mobile Matrimony will have several options for revenue. Various micro-wedding and wedding vow renewal packages will be offered that include rental of a chapel and an officiant, as well as added options for engagement photos and a wedding day photographer. There will be additional revenue for mileage if a couple chooses a location outside of Champaign County, or if they just want to rent the chapel for a large outdoor wedding ceremony on their private property. If there is one thing this community has perfected, it is weddings. From Pear Tree Estate to the Venue CU, the option for elaborate weddings is endless. But at what cost? Of the more than 1,200 weddings performed in Champaign County last year, the average cost of a wedding in this area was $25,000 to $30,000. Nationally, it can be $40,000 or more. Some venues even require a $10,000 deposit just to book their venue. That doesn't include the cost of other vendors like DJ, photographers, wedding cake, etc. The charge for catering can exceed $25 per person, and you pay for everyone who's RSVP'd whether they show up or not. As a young couple just starting their lives together, or as a couple combining families, that cost can be out of reach and way over budget. Mobile Matrimony will provide a special wedding ceremony with your budget in mind at a fraction of that cost. And what about location? Wedding venues book out at least a year in advance. What do you do if you're an engaged couple and you don't want to wait a year or two to get married, or if you don't want a large, expensive ceremony? Although the courthouse is an option and it is a beautiful building, it's not private, and do you really want to walk through security and metal detectors? You will also be married in the same building that divorce cases are heard, so I hope you're not superstitious. Getting married in a mobile wedding venue is the answer. Not only will we be available for elopements and weddings planned on short notice, but you can literally be married or renew your vows anywhere the chapel can be parked. A friend of mine was scheduled to be married in April of 2020 during the height of the pandemic. With wedding venues closed and unable to conduct weddings, she and her fiance made the difficult decision to go ahead with their wedding on her parents' property with very few people in attendance. This meant losing thousands of dollars in deposits they had placed on their vendors and the venues they had hired. On Christmas Day of that year, though, her father suddenly collapsed and passed away. Had they postponed their wedding for when the venue had availability, or when they could have everyone on their guest list in attendance, her dad would not have been there to walk her down the aisle. What is more important? A large wedding filled with acquaintances that you must pay to feed and entertain, or an intimate ceremony with those you've shared the most special times of your life with? My personal goal at Mobile Matrimony is to keep it simple. Focus primarily on two people celebrating their love together and the beginning of their lives, with the presence of those who are most important. Specializing in micro weddings does just that. I recently read that a $300 watch and a $30 watch show the same time. And I would add that a 200 guest wedding and a 20 guest wedding both result in a marriage. With the opportunity to provide couples with a wedding ceremony at a reasonable cost, with their most loved people in attendance and flexibility in location, Mobile Matrimony has a competitive edge in the local wedding industry. There's currently nothing like it in our community, so please join me in making Mobile Matrimony the next wedding trend. Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Can you share how you might utilize these funds to go towards your business?
So at this point in time, I do not have my actual tiny chapel built. So I'm meeting with a builder in June, and the funds from the CobraVenture competition would be utilized for that purpose. So I would put that toward any deposits or down payment I would have to make on the chapel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great job, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Can you speak a little bit about the price range and how this compares to traditional weddings?
Sure. So basically, My goal was to make sure that we could offer something affordable, especially for people who aren't going to have that big wedding of 150 to 200 people. With the average wedding costing between $25,000 and $30,000, what I want to do, I don't want to go above $3,000 to $5,000. $5,000 would be the, renting it for your private ceremony on your property. There will also be additional revenue if we have to travel outside of Champaign County, so mileage would be included in that. But my goal is to keep it under that $5,000 range, probably more along the $3,000 for most weddings.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
And future state, how would you plan? Do you plan on scaling, and how would you do that?
I do plan on scaling. It would depend, the packages that we would offer would be like the scale that we use. So it would be different based on, what options they chose. If they just wanted, to rent the chapel or to get married in the chapel with an officiant, or if they wanted, engagement photos with the chapel and then a photographer. So it would kind of, it would depend on what options they chose for their wedding.
Great job, Rebecca.
Thank you.
We have one last presenter tonight. This young man comes to us from Tunisia, Mohammed Marmar, and his business Digital Thrive Agency. Mohammed.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome today, and I'm here today to talk to you about an issue that many businesses are facing in the modern world. The challenge of keeping up with competitor online and reaching their target audience through effective marketing strategies. The truth, let's be honest, the way people consume information has changed dramatically in the recent years. Customers are increasingly turning to social media for news, for entertainment, to buy and sell, for anything. So this shift has a significant problem for businesses who are struggling to adapt to reach their audience in an increasingly digital world. This is where our social media marketing agency comes in. Our mission is to help businesses succeed by providing customized social media marketing strategies, content creation, and management of social media accounts. Our goal is to help our client boost their online presence to attract more customers. Our revenue comes from fees charged for these services, but our real goal and our real passion is to see our client business grow and thrive online. Well, the truth is, let's be honest about it. Traditional marketing methods don't work anymore. Now everyone is using the internet to buy and sell and to see the services, leaving the traditional marketing agency that rely on TV, radio, print, struggling to keep up. This shift has created a significant problem for businesses looking to reach their target audience effectively, leading to lost revenue and missed opportunities for growth. In addition, traditional marketing agencies often require a long-term contract with no guarantee of success. So you put your money and you're not sure if you're getting any results. And it's clear that a new approach is needed to help businesses succeed in today's age. And here's when our social media marketing agency comes, provide a solution for this challenging by offering a targeted ad strategies on social media platforms to ensure that our client marketing campaign reach the right audience, not anyone, the ones that you like, which can help increase the overall success of the campaign. We don't just stop there. Our social media marketing agency also offer free trials. The top of that, full refund plus $1,000 if we don't deliver our results as we promise. The unique approach allows our potential client to experience our expertise, to see the results that we deliver before coming to sign any long-term contract, giving them the peace of mind and the confidence in our ability that they deserve. In terms of competitors, any traditional marketing agency in the global market can be our competitor. However, what sets us apart is several factors. First of all, we are an online business. We don't need a physical office. We don't need to pay $5,000, $10,000 for a fancy office, and which keep our costs very low. Secondly, we have flexibility to hire anyone from all around the world, which keeps our wages that we have to pay very low and guarantee us to access a wider range of talent and enable us to offer services that at a competitive rate, ensuring that clients only pay for our work, nothing more, no unnecessary expenses like fancy offices or anything else. Our services are viral for businesses looking to establish and enhance their presence, increase brand awareness, and attract more customers. Whether you're a local business seeking a wider audience or an e-commerce aiming to boost your online sales, our services can help you achieve your marketing goals. Thank you so much, everyone.
Great job. It sounds like one of your differentiators is this free trial that you would be doing. So can you talk a little bit more about your plans for how long that might be, and also what your plans are for clearly setting expectations around results with clients?
Yes. So we already had a couple of clients, and what we do is, since we are new in the industry, they are not going to trust us, so we have to provide free trials, and we usually provide like 30 days trial, and from there we go to the longer term contracts. So.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
Are there specific industries that you're going to plan to target, or certain companies, size of companies or regions that you really feel like your firm would be a good match for?
Yes, we are working with doctors right now, psychologists specifically. We provide them, or we guarantee them 10 clients a month, which is each client pays $500, which is around $5,000, and they only pay us $2,000. So it's like 100% guaranteed, like 100% revenue for them. They're not losing any money, and we're making money. He's making money. And everyone's happy. So.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you. Well, the judges tally right now, the last speaker, they're going to be dismissed to go to another room to deliberate and pick our number 1 through number 8, but when they do, they'll come back, and Tracy Walfelt from the foundation will present the students with their certificate of completion, and also the placement that they have earned tonight. One of the beautiful things about this group of 8 people is that they support each other. I would say to you, after working with them for 5 months, they're cheering for each other. And whomever is selected first or third or 8th, it doesn't matter to this group. I think in their minds they all know that they've won, they've learned, they know the process of building a business plan, so no matter where their life takes them, whatever their business takes them, they know the process. So I would like everybody, before the judges stand to move out, to give these young people a round of applause. So judges, you are dismissed. You can grab your computers and whatever you need to do to go to the other room, and I don't know what they need. Kayla, you're in charge. She's the boss. And then we have Chris Foster's been so kind to come to our workshop about 2 months ago, maybe. And we asked Chris to interview our students and to ask them a few questions. And then he filmed their answers. And so we're going to have a short video of what Chris put together. And students have not seen this yet, so it'll be a kind of a neat thing for them to see too. So if you can't see the screen from where you're sitting, you might want to move around a little bit. But they'll get to see what they had to say and remember it. Some of our students, even their business name at that point has maybe changed since that day, but their focus is still the same. So we'll show that video while our judges deliberate. And then if we get done with the video and they're not done yet, which will probably be the case, then I'll come back up and do a soft shoe. All right. So, Chris, I'll let you do the video. Thank you.
So my name is Rebecca Smith, and my business will be called Humble Beginnings, and it is actually going to be a mobile wedding venue. So we'll do wedding planning, events, things like that, but we'll actually bring the venue to the wedding, wherever someone wants to, what location they choose.
My name is Jotaro Wilson. My business is a Japanese food truck, and I will be mainly towards anyone that enjoys Japanese food, but also local food.
My name is Mohammed Mamar. I came from Tunisia. Last year, I was working in this restaurant, and I realized that he's missing a lot of potential clients. So I offered him to take care of his marketing. And then 2 weeks after, he started seeing some amazing results. And then, yeah, he decided to put me as part of the team. And then, like 2 weeks after, he told me, yeah, why don't you start your marketing agency?
My name's Derek Martin, and my business will be life coaching and motivational speaking. My business will be a business to help people really understand themselves and learn to love themselves from the inside out, and coach people through challenges in life that come to us every day, you know, in all walks of life.
Yeah, so my name is Max, and I'm a high school junior here in the Champaign-Urbana community, and my business is CU International Film Festival. So it's a nonprofit that I founded about 2 years ago, and our mission is to showcase films from around the world that entertain, educate, and elevate.
Hi, I'm Diamond. My business plan is commercial and residential real estate. I want to go into commercial and residential real estate to make it more affordable for low-income families and make it more luxurious for low-income families, because I've seen how bad it can be for those types of families and how they get the very bare minimum. And I want to show people that you can live nice and have a nice environment even though you're on a tight budget.
My name is Gia, I'm 18. So basically I have an online shop called Gia's Thrifting, where I have a curated store that is directed towards 90s and early 2000s clothing. But what I'd really like to do is start shopping for people, because I realize that there are people out there who want a sustainable closet, but they just don't, it's not exactly accessible to them. They don't have the time to go around and sift through every single individual item at a store. So I kind of want to be the middleman and provide that service for them and make it accessible and affordable to them.
Yeah, my name's Sophia Libman. I'm a junior in high school at Academy High, and my business idea is actually a nonprofit that I founded in September of 2020. It's called X-Time, and X-Time offers free classes, summer camp opportunities, and Explore Stations for elementary age children. And Explore Stations are freestanding structures that house engaging educational materials for children to explore at community centers, hospitals, and other community locations.
I think the most important aspects of CobraVenture are the resources available to people who are interested in opening a business, starting a business. The networking with business owners who have already been in our place and are now successful business owners, them coming in and talking about everything from marketing to accounting and legal. That has been super important and enlightening.
Learning from other CobraVenture students, but as well as each guest when they come, I gain knowledge from them, so which is pretty interesting, and then I can network from that and also learn from them, from each student that is in CobraVenture and then each guest speakers.
In CobraVenture, basically, I learned how important networking is. I met some amazing people. I learned how to schedule my time.
I've gotten to meet great people. I've gotten to network with people. I've gotten to meet great people. I've gotten a lot of great ideas. I've gotten some initiative and boost to, really kind of follow this out and pursue this. And, even if I don't make it through and stuff, I'll get my foot in the door. So I'll make it either way. It really doesn't matter.
Yeah, so it's really a broad range of topics, everything you really need to know about how to start a business, how to grow a business. We've heard from a lot of guest speakers who are actually in the business industry about their experiences. And then we also just have access to a lot of resources here in the community to help grow our business as well.
So far, I've learned a lot about networking in general. I always thought I was very good at networking, but I guess it was more on the just social level, just, hi, we can be friends, but I never knew how to make those connections more meaningful. What more can I get or give with those connections, And I've learned a lot about that, and I've learned a lot about just market research and all of these other things that I feel like anybody would be grateful to have, and I'm just lucky to have it for free.
Yeah, so each week a new speaker comes in. So we've had the owner of the Bunk Cakes and Champagne come in. We've had a State Farm representative come in, and they've all been super helpful.
I've really enjoyed CobraVenture. I just think it's such a great opportunity. We're able to hear from different guest speakers. My peers are just so inspirational, kind, supportive. It's really also helped me foster critical thinking, collaboration, and also just communication skills, which I've been able to use kind of both inside the classroom and outside the classroom. And I'm just really going to treasure this experience.
Hopefully, I will open my business, and I want it to be successful, obviously, but my goal is to then come back and participate in CobraVenture as a judge, as well as kind of lean my hand down to, those who are beginning and lift them up to where they want to be and reach their goals as well. Everybody that has the opportunity should take advantage of CobraVenture. It is something that is super unique. I appreciate that Parkland offers this, and I think it's a great idea and a great opportunity for anybody interested in opening a business.
I think it's interesting if they want to eventually maybe open a business in the future, or even small or big businesses. I think they should try it because they'll teach them how to make a business plan and how they will be able to also gain knowledge from other CobraVenture students that surround them. Hopefully my business will be in 2025. I want to open up a food truck and then hopefully gain, gain some experience before that, but also be able to open it, and hopefully it will be successful.
If you're interested in entrepreneurship, or if you have an idea in your mind that you would like to do, CobraVenture would be the best place to be, because there's supportive, it's small supportive community that can make it happen for you.
I'm hoping to transition out of the business that I am in now. I'm hoping actually to be duo and trio career. I also would like to be able to travel more and to help other people. It's my goal to help other people and to help other people become the best individuals that they can possibly be. So I want to dabble in a little bit of everything. I like to wear a lot of hats.
Yeah, I'm just hoping to continue growing my film festival. We're hoping to double in size by next year, and I'm going to continue using the skills CobraVenture have taught me to help grow my business. And also I'm just excited to stay in touch with all the other entrepreneurs here because they're clearly passionate about their ideas as well, and it's just really fun being around people who share that same passion, that same drive as you. So I'm excited to see where their businesses go as well.
This is Carter. He's who I do everything for. He's 1 year old. I want to make a future for him. I want to make a world where he can see that no matter where you are in life, you can still have a nice life. So if I were to win, I would divide my money up into different funds. So I need a legal fund starting off. I need help getting incentive for banks and things like that. I would do separate it like that, and then within a year after winning or participating, I would hope to have my business open with my first 1 to 2 properties. And going forward, I hope to grow from that. I want to build something that really helps the community, not just this one, but other communities that are underserved and underdeveloped.
A word we've been using a lot in CobraVenture is networking. So obviously we're networking right now in every session, but I hope to continue networking in the future because I have all of these names that I can reach out to if I need any help. I also want to keep in touch with the other members of CobraVenture, you know, keep our circle, keep in touch so we can all update each other on what's going on and help each other when we need it.
Yeah, so in the future, I'm hoping that X-Time can continue to grow. I think CobraVenture really has taught me to take my idea and vision and really turn it into action. So I'm really passionate about social entrepreneurship, and I'm excited to continue to pursue that in the future, as well as continue to grow X-Time.
Let's give our students a round of applause. They've done a fabulous job tonight. And we may say this every year, but I truly think this was the best group of presentations, and all the judges concurred. So you guys knocked it out of the park tonight, so congratulations.
Very good.
So just to remind you of the sponsors of tonight's awards: Murray Wise and Associates, Busey Bank, Shaw Lux Premier Renovations, It's a Wrap Automotive, Mark and Tammy Kessler, and Scott Clannon. Also, our students may have the opportunity to work with the Geese College of Business Magelli Office of Experiential Learning, and they will be offered an opportunity to work with a team of business students who would provide 400 hours of business consulting for free. So it's a great opportunity to help these students. So, without any further ado, what you've been waiting for all night, here are the awards. So the Alumni Awards, provided by Scott Clannon, owner of Clannon Marketing, which are $100 each, and they're presented to, in no particular order, Mohammed Mamar, Derek Martin, and Diamond Wright. Why don't you come on up? Here, stay up here. We'll get a picture of it.
Okay. Go on down there.
Yep. Mark?
Yes. Oh, me too? Did I wear, is my shirt pressed? Yep. Too close.
The fifth place award, provided by Jordan Butts and Trent Weaver, owners of It's a Wrap Automotive, is $500. Fifth place goes to Jotaro Wilson. Fourth place for $750 includes $500 from Mark and Tammy Kessler and the $250 Technology Award from Busey Bank. Fourth place goes to Gia Macedo. Third place includes $500 from Brett Shaw, owner of Shaw Lux Premier Renovations, and a $500 technology award from Busey Bank. Third place goes to Sophia Lidman.
Thank you so much.
Second place includes $500 from Brett Shaw, owner of Shaw Lux Premier Renovations, and $1,250, a technology award from Busey Bank. Second place goes to Max Libman. So first prize is $3,000 from Murray Wise and Associates. The 2023 Student Entrepreneur of the Year is Rebecca Smith.
This is for you, but that's going to be when we go left. So that goes in the middle of this. Ooh. All right.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. Students, stick around. We're going to take some pictures. Thank you to our judges, and thank you to our sponsors. We couldn't do it without you. Huge shout out to Chris Foster, Kayla Waters, and absolutely biggest shout out to Mark Shagnon. Have a great night.